My name is Mary Donovan. My role in the project is multiple. I'm one of the performers. I'm a musician in this piece and an actor, the singer and actor in the piece, and I'm also helping produce the piece through my company InterArts Matrix. And I've been in the project right from its inception. Desire on the part of our clarinetist in the Blue Rider ensemble to create a piece based on Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And we went and looked for collaborators because we liked, the ensemble liked working with people from other disciplines, and we found a whole bunch of collaborators who then became a team. And what we did is we spent 1 year, this is 4 years ago, exploring the novel, not the narrative of the novel so much as the issues that are raised in the novel, because many of them are very relevant today. And we had people come in to help us with that. We had several ethicists and theologians, we had a Jungian therapist, a number of research assistants, graduate students and the like, and so we explored the novel from many, many, many different points of view. And the creation process has come out of that understanding of the novel. And the idea was that as artists, we would do a kind of very extensive dramaturgy, you could call it, of the novel. And our goal has never been to try and retell the story of Frankenstein so much as to extract the content in terms of the questions that are asked in the book, and to sort of meditate or contemplate those in a piece.
When Tricia rushed into his apartment, he pulled out a gun and shot her in the head.
He then dialed 911. Neighbors report hearing loud voices and someone yelling, "The work creates the master." Police are requesting any further witnesses.
One of the things that was discovered in our work, and I think it was one of the ethicists who did sort of brought in, I think it was Levinas she was talking about, who, now forgive me if I'm remembering this wrong, but that his theory is that responsibility is pre-verbal, that we actually feel like a kind of knee-jerk response to be responsible, that it's really not a natural human thing to not feel responsible for what you put out there. So it's what has to break down in order for us to not nurture the things we put into the world. Like, how do you to not nurture the monster, your creation, your progeny? How much disconnect there needs to be. So that's one reaction to me, and I would say of all the themes we're working with, that's the one that I find the most interesting and the most that speaks to me the most. And it's how do you, it also has to do with the self, right? Because if you can't be responsible for your whole self, then how can you really do that for anyone else? So, and that ties in with the creation process, where I'm talking about allowing the unconscious, there's sort of all this stuff to brew in the unconscious and bubble forth into these images that you don't understand.
I felt sensations of a peculiar and overpowering.
You could look at Frankenstein as the monster as two parts of the same self, just as you could look at our process, the dramaturgy, and then the artist allowing the instinctive self to come forward as Victor and the monster, right? They're the same. So the issue of responsibility to the other is directly relevant to the creation process. The experience of doing is your teacher. I mean, even for us, we're always learning. That's why we like doing it. And I know for me, as in my work, I always know I'm on the right track if I'm terrified of the project I'm taking on. You know, if I'm really intimidated and scared, I know it's right. And you'll actually learn to like feeling that way because it's exciting and you know it means there's something new there for you. So I've no, for me, it's never been, I'll do something because it's safe and I know I can do it. It generally, every project I take on somehow pushes me a little bit further. So yeah, you try and also get your students to feel comfortable in that place. I call it the edge of intolerance, so, or your edge of tolerance, that you're always working at that place where you're not tolerant. Because why work in the stuff you're comfortable with? Always go to the edge, and the work will always take you there if you're open to it. So it's just a matter of guiding a student and feeling safe in that place. It is possible to feel safe while you're terrified.